"I've decided to start a new life without you." The words lingered in the upscale restaurant air where we had gathered to celebrate our daughter's college graduation. My husband of 28 years, Daniel Whitmore, stood with his champagne glass still raised. Instead of the toast he was supposed to make in honor of our daughter Layla's accomplishments, he delivered that announcement. The clinking of silverware stopped. Conversations froze mid-sentence. 50 pairs of eyes darted between him and me, waiting for my reaction, expecting tears, yelling a dramatic exit. But I simply smiled. "Congratulations on your honesty. My name is Elena Whitmore. I'm 54 years old." Until this moment, I had perfectly played the role of devoted wife and mother. I put my own ambitions aside to support Daniel through 3 business ventures, 2 career shifts, and countless finding himself phases. I raised our brilliant daughter Layla, who now sat beside me, graduation cap still perched on her head, frozen in horror. From the corner of my eye, I saw Clarissa Lewis, Daniel's much younger girlfriend, fidgeting at a table in the back. She was surrounded by people I had called friends for decades, friends who apparently knew about the affair but never thought to tell me. Clarissa, who had once attended our Christmas parties and even called me for career advice. I calmly reached into my handbag and pulled out a sealed cream-colored envelope. I placed it gently beside Daniel's plate. "What's this?" he asked, his triumphant grin faltering. "Something for you to read later," I replied steadily. I turned to Layla and kissed her cheek. "I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. Today is still your day." Then I stood up, smoothed my dress, and addressed the stunned guests. "Please enjoy your meal. I wish you all a lovely afternoon." With that, I walked out, 50 eyes following me as I left the restaurant with my head held high. Outside, the southern summer heat hit me like a wall, but I welcomed it. For the first time in years, I could breathe. Behind me, I heard the restaurant door burst open and slam. "Elena, what the hell is this? What have you done?" Daniel's voice was no longer confident. It was panicked, trembling. I didn't turn around. I smiled to myself. The envelope I'd handed him contained the beginning of my revenge, one I had been planning for months. I had always been the practical one. Daniel dreamed big, took risks, and left the details to me. I was the one who saved for Layla's education when he foolishly invested in a failed restaurant. I worked overtime when he quit a stable job to sell handcrafted furniture. His passion, which lasted 6 months. Meanwhile, my dream of starting a financial consultancy for women was always postponed. After Layla graduates, I told myself. After Daniel finds some stability. 3 months ago, I noticed small, unfamiliar transfers from our joint account. Having handled our finances for 2 decades, the red flags were immediate. I didn't confront him. Instead, I investigated quietly. What I found was worse than I imagined. Daniel had been funneling money into a hidden account for over a year. Lavish dinners with Clarissa, jewelry, beachfront property viewings, all while telling me we needed to cut back for retirement. Then came the texts I discovered when he left his phone unlocked. Plans to leave me. Plans to start a new life with her. Plans to make his grand announcement the day after Layla's graduation. What Daniel forgot, or never truly understood, was that I had been a financial professional for 30 years. I knew how to trace funds. I understood legal documents. And I remembered the prenuptial agreement, one he had demanded to protect his future earnings. It had a fidelity clause, one that would cost him everything. While Daniel plotted his escape, I was building my case. I documented every transfer, every message, every lie. I worked with lawyers, filed for divorce. I timed everything to perfection, serving him the papers that morning before he could carry out his plan. The court records were sealed, inaccessible to him for now. He thought he was in control. He wasn't. I didn't return to the restaurant. I drove home, the historic colonial house we bought 15 years ago. The same one Daniel had promised to Clarissa. Everything looked the same. Family photos, the antique clock. But everything had changed. Upstairs, I found his luggage already packed. hidden in the closet, ready for his departure. Predictable as always. My phone buzzed with texts from guests, friends, even Daniel's sister Diana. But I only answered Layla. I'm okay. This isn't your burden. Enjoy your day. We'll talk tonight. I love you. Later that evening, Daniel burst into the house, screaming my name. I was in the living room reviewing documents. Calmly I closed my laptop. What the hell is this? Divorce papers. Today of all days. I thought it aligned with your plans, I said calmly. You had no right. I had every right. Just like you had the right to choose Clarissa. He smirked. The prenup expired. Any lawyer will tell you that. Actually, no. Section 12 states that the fidelity clause remains valid throughout the marriage. Your lawyer should have told you that. Oh wait, you didn't consult one, did you? The color drained from his face. I played a voice recording from my phone. Daniel's voice. After graduation, I'll tell her. In public, she won't make a scene. Clarissa. She doesn't know about the money. Daniel. No. Elena trusts me. That's her weakness. You recorded our conversations, he barked. In Georgia, only one party needs to consent. And it's legal in our own home. His face twisted in disbelief. You're cold. Maybe you never really knew me, I replied. I told him I'd be staying at Diana's. He was shocked. Diana, his sister, had seen him with Clarissa months ago. He lied to her, promised to end it, but didn't. So she came to me. He muttered. Everyone's betraying me. Ironic, isn't it? You have until tomorrow night to collect your things, I said. Then the locks change. As I left, he shouted. What about Layla? Don't you dare use our daughter as a shield. You weren't thinking of her when you planned your beachfront life. He groaned. Clarissa's already moved into the apartment. The one you put in both your names. The lease was never finalized. I handled it. I walked out, leaving him to face the crumbling ruins of his fantasy. Diana welcomed me with open arms. I can't believe he humiliated you like that. It was meant to break me, I said. But I'm still standing. She poured us wine. What was in that envelope? Everything, I replied. Then came Layla, still in her graduation dress, makeup smeared with tears. Why didn't you tell me? She asked. I didn't want to ruin your final semester. Well, Dad took care of ruining it. I told her everything. She was heartbroken but proud. Later, Daniel and Clarissa showed up at Diana's house. Clarissa looked uneasy. Daniel was furious. Elena, unfreeze the accounts. Let's be adults. Layla stepped in. You should have acted like one before destroying our family. Clarissa tried to defend herself, but cracks were forming. You both need to leave, Diana said. Daniel looked at Layla. Relationships change. What I understand, Layla said with cold fury, is that you're a coward. Daniel turned to go. This isn't over. You're welcome to try, I replied. The preliminary hearing was short. The judge upheld the prenup. I retained the house, 70% of our investments, and my retirement accounts. Daniel left with his personal items, a failing business, and a nearly empty account. The very agreement he created to protect himself had become his downfall. 6 months later, my consultancy, Whitmore Financial Transitions, was thriving. I had moved to a bigger office, hired 2 associates. I helped women rebuild after divorce, widowhood, or career upheaval. Not just numbers. Oh, stability, control. Layla visited often. One day she said, if Dad had just been honest, he might have kept half. Some people can't see past their desires, I replied. The envelope I had handed Daniel didn't just hold my escape, held my rebirth. Behind it I found not just revenge but reinvention. In reclaiming my financial future, I reclaimed something far more precious, myself.